Hello, my name is Fenna. Welcome to Following Fenna. I am a certified coach and counselor, and I work with people in a limerent episode and also with their partner. Now, have you ever felt completely obsessed with someone who keeps hurting you, pulling away, maybe even breadcrumbing you, and you still can't let them go? Now, this video is for you because you might feel confused, sad, ashamed, and maybe even a little crazy. But what you're going through has a name, and not just toxic relationship, it's most likely limerence, and that's a trauma bond. It's often linked to your attachment style. And in this video, I'm going to discuss with you why you are addicted to these kind of people that hurt you, what limerence is, and how it links an avoidant partner, and how that feeds the cycle. But also, how are you going to get out of this and break this cycle? I'm going to explain to you how. Now, limerence is not love, it's being in love gone wrong. As in, we cannot form a pair, and that results in obsession. It's the overwhelming, intrusive longing for a person that gives you enough to keep you around / hooked, but never enough to feel safe and calm and secure. And therefore is the wrong person, by the way. It's the high of the text and the crash of the silence in this cycle. We even might ask ourselves, am I not good enough? What did I do wrong? But limerence thrives on uncertainty and hope. When someone is emotionally inconsistent, especially someone with more of an avoidant attachment style, because they are inconsistent by definition, this activates your brain dopamine reward system. So every little hit of attention feels like a relief from the tension. And over time, you're no longer attached to this person, but to this cycle. You are literally addicted to this person. And the rewards could be contact or validation, quality time. But this is why this love can feel like an addiction, because it is. And sometimes we just confuse intensity with intimacy, because we use feelings as proof. Oh, this feels so strong, this must be special. Especially if your early relationship, especially with caregivers, were full of inconsistency, or there was somewhat inconsistency or emotional withdrawal or unpredictability. Because then your nervous system got wired to recognize and feel at home in this chaos. That's why we call it a trauma bond. A trauma bond is formed when periods of neglect, maybe even mistreatment, were followed by small bursts of affection or closeness or validation. And this mirrors an abusive cycle. And that doesn't always look super dramatic. It can also be done in silence or subtle or quiet. And it's subconscious, by the way. Now, the other may not resemble your parent at all, but somewhere, most likely in your family history, attachment wounds were created. And in this case, you bond not because the relationship is so healthy, but because your system has learned to chase this chaos and see it as love. And over time, you need this person to regulate your system. So it's not even a matter of free will anymore. It's survival / addiction disguised as romance. So why do limerent people who are vulnerable for limerence fall often for people with a more avoidant attachment style? Well, avoidants tend to shut down emotionally when things get close, of course. They crave attention, they do, but they fear it at the same time once it's there. So their push and pull dynamic creates the perfect storm for people who are vulnerable for limerence. And the emotional unavailability and unpredictability keeps you activated. And the bad thing is, we think that it's us and we can do something to control this. If I can just be good enough, or if I would be less needy or more lovable, maybe they'll let me in. I just have to have more patience. And this fantasy creates hope, and hope makes us prolonging this situation and even coming back to it over and over, and makes us feel stuck or even imprisoned. And this is the painful paradox. You are bonding, feeling connected to the person who can't give you the love you're craving. So your system kind of picked the wrong person to find love. And I mean the kind of love that makes you feel calm and secure. And this isn't just emotional. You can't just reason yourself out of this. This is neurological. When you're in limerence/trauma bond, your brain lights up like you're addicted to a drug. It's the same cycle. The cycle of the dopamine spikes and cortisol floods. Oxytocin is going left and right after moments of affection. And even your mirror neurons sync with theirs, creating the illusion of deep connection, when in reality it's your nervous system mirroring their emotional avoidance or inconsistency, because most of the time we don't know this person that well. And the more you chase, the more your brain reinforces the belief that this is worth chasing. This must be so special. There will be this big reward in the end, as in happiness. If I get this person, I will be happy. So that's your addictive loop. But loops can be broken. Okay, so now I know all this. How do I get out? Well, first of all, you name it. You create awareness, because awareness gives us choice. Call this what it is. This is limerence. This is a trauma bond. This is an addiction. I don't care. But don't call this your happiness or soulmate when it's not. That's just the bias. It feels like my soulmate, but this would probably be a disaster if we would be together. So naming it helps you to detach from the fantasy. And no, that will not change or stop the feelings, but at least we are aware that we are distorting our reality. So that's very important. Step 2 is to break the contact. Or low contact. Go low contact. And what I mean is as minimal as possible, because this way you reset your nervous system and you break the stimulus response cycle. And I know that's hard, and you'll probably go through withdrawal and you'll go through grief, and yes, your body will protest, but that is temporary, and this needs to be done in order to regulate again. It's the fastest way to regulate again. Step 3 is reviewing the quality of your life, and maybe even do some inner child and attachment work. This is about reparenting the part of you that still thinks that love has to be earned and that you're not good enough. So therapy might help for that. Somatic therapy helps for that. And even journaling and voice notes can start this process. Step 4 is find safety and decide what kind of relationships do you want in your life. Not the intensity, not the adrenaline, not the chase, but what kind of calm, grounded, safe connections do you want in your life? With yourself, but also with others. And then you show up. Know that you're not weak. This is not about willpower. You're stuck in a survival pattern and your brain thinks this is love, or at least a very important attachment figure, but you know better if you collected the information. And once you see it, you can start to work with it. If you like this video, please leave a comment. And if you want my help in one-on-one coaching, please know that my email address is in the description for now. For now, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.